Hello students, welcome to Vasavi Education Hub. So today's session we will discuss a very important topic for upcoming lab external exams. We will discuss the important Viva Voce questions for engineering chemistry lab exams as per JNTU syllabus. This is for BTech first year chemistry students. Okay, so we will move to the topic, student. So what is breakpoint chlorination? Okay, so what is mean by breakpoint chlorination? The amount of chlorine is required to kill the bacteria or microorganism present in the water is known as breakpoint chlorination. So clear, student. So the amount of chlorine is required to kill the bacteria or microorganism which are present in the water is known as breakpoint chlorination. Okay. Next, define soft water. What is mean by soft water? The water which produce lather with soap is called as soft water. Okay. So generally the formula for soap is C17H35COO So this is a sodium salt of fatty acid. So this is the sodium salt of fatty acid, or we can call it as sodium stearate. Is reactive with water. It produces CH3COOH, it dissociate into acid plus sodium hydroxide. So when the water is treated with when the soap is treated with soft water, it gives more lather, then the water is called as soft water. Okay, right. Next, so the structure of EDTA. Okay, so it is an organic chelate ligand. It has six donating atoms are there, four oxygen atoms and two nitrogen atoms. Here it is, here you can see. So this is one donor site and this is another donor site. So generally it is available in the form of disodium salt of ethylene diamine tetraestic acid. It is disodium salt of EDTA. It is available, commercially available in the form of disodium salt of EDTA. So it is soluble in water. Okay, so here this is one more donating site here also, and here it is a hexadentate ligand. It forms a more stable complexes with the calcium and magnesium and other kind of metal atom. The name of this compound is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Okay, so this is a very important question for external lab exams. Okay, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, right? So define hard water. What is mean by hard water? The water which does not produce lather with soap is called hard water. Clear? The water which does not give lather with soap is called hard water. So why it is not producing lather? Because this is due to the presence of certain salts of like calcium, magnesium and other heavy metals dissolved in water, right? So for example, if the soap is treated with hard water, so hard water containing dissolved salts of calcium and magnesium, then it forms a precipitate. It forms a precipitate of calcium stearate and magnesium stearate, and it is insoluble compound is present form in the treating with soap with hard water. That is called as hard water, right? Next, so what is mean by temporary hardness of water, right? So temporary hardness of water is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium salts. Okay, temporary hardness of water is removed by boiling of water. Clear, student? And also the permanent hardness also we will discuss. The permanent hardness of water is due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium is causes permanent hardness to the water. Okay, permanent hardness of water we cannot remove by boiling method, but here by we can remove by some chemical techniques like soda lime, adding addition of soda lime and zeolite process, then ion exchange method. So these are the three methods for the removing of permanent hardness of water in hard water. Okay, right. Next, here you can see generally the calcium bicarbonate is on heating. So on heating, So it dissociate into calcium carbonate. It is insoluble compound in in water, so we can separate easily, and it produces carbon dioxide. So on heating, it produces calcium carbonate as a insoluble precipitate, we can remove easily, and it evolved carbon dioxide upon heating. Okay, right. Next, so define reverse osmosis. So reverse osmosis means nothing but it is opposite to the osmosis process. So what is reverse osmosis? Generally, the flow of solvent molecules from high concentration region to low concentration region through a semi-permeable membrane is called as a reverse osmosis. Okay, so generally the water purification process is depends on reverse osmosis process. But in the case of osmosis, the flow of solvent molecules from a low concentration region to high concentration region through a semi-permeable membrane. So that is osmosis, and this is reverse osmosis. These two are completely opposite to each other. The units of hardness of water. So generally the units of hardness we can express in terms of parts per million, milligram per liter, Clark's degree, French degree. Okay, so these are the units of expression of hardness of water. In EDTA titration, at the end point the color changes from, in EDTA or complexometric titration, so generally the end point color changes from wine red to blue color. Okay, when it changes from wine red to blue color, stop the burette reading and note down the burette reading. So that is the end point, color changes from wine red to blue color. What is the indicator is used in EDTA titration? So generally very familiar indicator we are using in complexometric titration, that is Eriochrome black tea. So it is the indicator, it is in black color. Okay, what is the role of buffer solution in complexometric titration, right? So a buffer solution, that is here we are adding, we are maintaining the pH 9 to 10 is used to resist the change in the pH, because all the reactions between metal ion and EDTA are pH dependent. Okay, so that is the role of a buffer solution in complexometric titration. Right. So define viscosity. What is mean by a viscosity? A viscosity is a property of liquid. It is very important. It is not property of solids and gases. It is viscosity is a property of liquids that is closely related to the resistance to flow. So it is a very simple definition. It is closely related, the resistance to flow is the simple definition, or it is defined as in terms of the force required move one plane surface continuously past another specified steady state conditions when the space between is filled by the liquid. So simply you can say resistance to flow is called as viscosity. Okay, what is the formula for the viscosity? That is neta L by neta W is equal to dl by dw into TL by TW. So what is neta L? That is viscosity of liquid, dl is density of liquid, neta W is viscosity of water, dw is density of water is fixed, that is 0.997 gram per cc, or approximately you can take 1 gram per cc. Okay, so TW is the average time taken by flow of water, TL is the average time taken by the flow of liquid. So the units of viscosity is millipoise. Okay, that is about viscosity, student. So define surface tension. It is defined as a tensile force acting on the surface of a liquid in contact with air, or that means gas, or between two immiscible liquids, that is called as a surface tension. So what is the formula for this surface tension? That is gamma L by gamma W is equal to dlw by dl by dw into nw by nl. So gamma L is surface tension of liquid, gamma W is surface tension of water. dl is the density of liquid, dw is density of water is fixed, that is 1 gram per cc approximately. nw is number of drops of water, nl is number of drops of liquid. Okay, right. So next, paracetamol synthesis and uses and side effects. Okay, so this is the paracetamol synthesis. First of all, when phenol treating with nitric acid, it forms paranitrophenol and orthonitrophenol. So generally the major product is paranitrophenol. So he is reducing by using sodium borohydrate. So here we can use as a reducing agent, that is sodium borohydrate. So it reduce the NO2 group is reduced to NH2. So this is para aminophenol. So this para aminophenol reacting with the acetic anhydride CH3 CO taken twice O. So acetic anhydride to give paracetamol. Okay, so generally this is the preparation method of paracetamol. So paracetamol is used for reduce the fever and pain, and also it is used for arthritis and lower back pain. Okay, so these are the uses of paracetamol. Okay, the side effects of paracetamol includes skin rashes or swelling of skin and cheppochu. Okay, so these are the side effects of paracetamol. There is no major side effects of paracetamol. Okay, so most of the doctors they prescribe paracetamol for the reducing of fever. Okay, right, next. So IUPAC, what is the IUPAC name of aspirin? Okay, so 2-acetoxy benzoic acid. 2-acetoxy benzoic acid is the IUPAC name of aspirin, or we can call it as acetyl salicylic acid, right? So acetyl salicylic acid is prepared from salicylic acid and acetic anhydride by using H2SO4 as a catalyst at 60 to 70 degrees temperature. So it produces 2-acetoxy benzoic acid. Okay, so here, so this is the preparation of acetoxy, 2-acetoxy benzoic acid, or we can call it as acetyl salicylic acid, right? So the uses of aspirin. So aspirin comes under non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Uses of aspirin is it is used as a analgesic for headache, back pain, pulled muscle. It is also antipyretic, reduce the body temperature, and also it is used for rheumatoid arthritis also. Side effects, so major side effects are there by using aspirin as a long time run. So gastrointestinal effects, so means especially abdomen problems and hypersensitivity. So these are the uses, preparation and side effects of paracetamol and aspirin. Clear, student? Right, next. The principle involved in argentometry titration. The chloride ions are present in hard water in the form of dissolved salts of calcium, magnesium. In this method, the chloride ions are estimated by titrating with standard AgNO3 solution using the range of 7 to 8 pH. Here AgCl is precipitate quantitatively, then the brick color silver chromate is formed as silver chromate, Ag2CrO4. Okay, so generally first of all here we are taking AgNO3 in the burette and the chloride ions which are present in the hard water. So when these chloride ions are reacting with the water, then it produces a white precipitate. So it is as silver chloride. So this silver chloride again titrate against with the this silver nitrate against titrating against with the K2Cr2O4. So then it forms silver chromate as a precipitate. So this is the principle involved in argentometry titrations. Clear, students? So we are adding. So this is potassium chromate as a indicator. So potassium chromate as a indicator. So it color changes from white color. White color is AgCl. White color is AgCl. It changes to brick red color. So after the formation of brick red color, so it brick red color PPT is formed out. Then you stop the burette reading. Okay. So K2CrO4 potassium chromate is acts as an indicator. So generally the color of potassium chromate is yellow in color. Okay. So these are the questions are asking examiners in the external lab exams, annual BTech first year chemistry. Okay. So then we will discuss the next part later, student.